Bing! Alrighty. Here's what I want to show you guys today. This is just how to start a hemp bracelet. And then I'll post in another video how you can actually do the stitch. But I was making one video and it was taking so long. So let me make this a little simpler. So I'm just going to show you how to start it. So what you're going to do is, usually I use this color to start off the bracelet because this is the cheapest and it comes in the biggest spool, and you don't see the center parts of your bracelet. So the part I'm showing you now in the finished product, you're not going to see this. You're only going to see the very top. So what you're going to do is you want to cut a string that when you fold it in half, and make sure that when you fold it in half the ends meet. You're going to do this. I already cut mine. But what you're going to do is you want to cut a piece that when you fold it in half, it will fit around the entire width of your wrist and then some. You don't want it to be too close to your wrist because then you'll spend hours making it, you get to the end and you realize you don't have enough space to actually finish the bracelet. So I like to build in some extra. I probably did too much, but usually, wrap it once around your wrist and leave a good amount, that much of extra, and that'll be plenty. And so what you'll do then, so that's the center of your bracelet. This is like the road, I call this. Then, once you figure out what colors, I'm going to use two different colors so you guys can see in the next video exactly where my stitches are going. But to figure out how long your side, the strings that you're going to use to make the most of your bracelet need to be, is what you do is you take a string. I've got yellow and blue. So you take blue, you keep this center thing folded in half so that both sides of the folder are the same exact length. You take another string, start it where your loop is, and make it the same length as your road strings. See where my fingers are here? And then you can drop the road, and then triple that up. So I have that 1, 2, 3 times. So my string is 3 times as long as this is long when folded in half. So my blue string is 3 times as long as my center strings when they're folded in half. And I did the same thing with my other color. I picked yellow and blue. So my yellow and blue strings are the exact, pretty much, same length. Yep. Okay. End to end. It's hard to see. Then what you're going to want to do is you keep that loop. And what I like to do is when I found the center of the road string, you kind of pinch it in half so that that fold, even when it comes undone, see, it still stays folded. So it's easy to find if you drop it. And a lot of times at camp, you're constantly dropping this stuff in the mulch. So when you pick it up, like, oh, there's where I was. So anyway, you take the two ends of your 2 color strings and the loop, and you just make them all the ends meet up. And then you're going to want to tie a knot in here. Now, just like a regular shoe knot, when you tie this knot, be careful. If you want to be able to take on and off the bracelet, I like to put a bead like this. You can get these at any craft store. At the other end of my bracelet when it's finished, so that I can feed the bead, whoopsie daisy, through this hoop. And then you can take it on and off, kind of like a clasp. You can also just tie it in a knot, but then your bracelet's probably going to be on until it falls off. And sometimes it's nice to be able to take it off, oh, excuse me, when you want it off. So I'm not going to spend too much time doing it, but you just kind of want to make a loop with your fingers, pinch it, and then feed your bead through. Make sure it goes through fairly easily. Anywho, you don't want to get to the end of your thing and have it not work. That stinks. Then you're never going to want to do one again. Anyway, so make the loop. Or make the knot, and to make sure that your loop stays the exact size that you want it, I like to pinch exactly where I want the knot to be and just roll it towards my pinch so that that loop stays the exact same. And then it's pretty good. When you're done, make sure you kind of grab the knot and pull that thing tight. You do not want that to come undone. Anytime you do a stitch in these, you want them to be as tight as possible. And that's basically how you start a hemp bracelet. I have another one that I started that I just used one color with. So in that case, I didn't use a yellow and a blue. I just used one yellow. It's right here. Let me show you. And that makes 2 loops. So with my yellow and blue one, I had the yellow and the blue were the same length. I kind of did the same thing with yellow, but instead of cutting it into two, I just kept it doubled that up. So basically I have like this side of the yellow is as long as my blue one was, this side of the yellow is as long as my yellow one was, and I just left them in one whole piece, which makes a neater end product there. So anyway, that's how you start them off. In the next video, I'll show you how to do the stitch.